Welcome everybody, I'm Annihilator and it's really fantastic to have you all back on the channel. So today we are covering 7 Days to Die, Alpha 19 news and a little bit of Alpha 20 even. So stick around, we got a lot to cover, it's going to be great. See you all now. The current release date, as stated by Roland on the 7 Days to Die forums, is summer of 2020. So that is June-ish, July-ish, but we don't have it set in stone. I suspect, this is my own opinion, that we're talking the Steam summer sale roughly in that time frame. But as I said, we do not have this set in stone. We'll just have to see what happens. Our next session is zombies. So several of the zombies are getting reskinned. So first up is Marlene. Now as it zooms in, you can see Marlene's eyeballs hanging on her cheek. She's got a lot of damage. Her knees and tummy are very scraped up and bashed, so she obviously had a bad time of it before she turned into a zombie. Next up is Arlene. Now Arlene, you can see she's had a complete makeover, so looks a lot better than what she did. Her arms are very cut up and torn, her lips are missing, and her throat seems to be missing the front of it as well. So somebody gripped her by the neck and ripped it out for her. And that obviously turned her into a zombie. Next is some concept art. The first up is Steve. He's going to be replacing another zombie. We don't know who yet, but he's going to be replacing them. Next is Darlene. She's also getting a makeover. Her eyeball's also missing from the pictures, but not on her cheek. It's just plainly missing. And next is Big Mama, the 90 and looking rather mean and angry with the world. There is also some other changes. We don't have any shots of them, so we'll be cycling through what we have. Is that the nurse is getting redone to look like a real life nurse, not a cosplay nurse. So she's going to be in scrubs, and that's according to Joel from the Fun Pumps. Also, the stripper is going. She's getting removed completely, and she's getting replaced with a different zombie altogether. We don't know who it's going to be yet. As Joel said on the forums, it makes no sense to have one zombie that you can only use in one point of interest, and that would be the strip club. So that is getting replaced with a whole new zombie. Next is a new point of interest. So this is called the Ranger Station, and again we've got the new Arlene in front of us with an M60. So this is one of the many new points of interest that are going to be released. They have not said how many they are going to be doing, but you can see it is very detailed. It's got an underground section on the right hand side, an army truck on the left. This will appear both in Navezgane and in Random Gen, so look forward to that. This is really coming together quite nicely. This is one of the new shots that is really showing off the new lighting engine that is in the game, which we'll be covering next. Our next section deals with technology. All the new tech that the Fun Pumps are packing into 7 Days to Die. So this will get a bit complicated down the road, but for now we're going to keep it simple. So this first picture you can see here is new Bo, and he's standing over a corpse, and he's now walking towards us. In this photo you can also see the new club that is on fire, looking fantastic with the tar or petrol or whatever it's running down the shaft. And the new lighting technology, and you can see the red light in the background looking really spiffy. The next one is Bo's a bit closer now. Now you can really start to see the detail, the torn clothing, his jeans are torn, how the lighting is reflecting off his wet skin. Now it's really close. If you have a look at his head, his bald head, you can see the actual torchlight reflecting off of his skin and the wetness and the stick-activeness of it. And here you can see how his skull looks wet, and his brain matter, how that looks wet and sticky as well. Now the next one is Bo, and you can see the detail in his neck and the muscles and how the skin has contracted because of dehydration and the torn shirts and the blood on the shirt and the gouges in his arm. This looks really good. The next part of this is, you'll see the wrench here, and this was the first one they posted on Twitter, and you can see the sunlight reflecting off the wrench, how it's coming through the trees. So what they have done, they've moved over to what they call a linear lighting system. Now that is very technical, it's a very complicated term, so let's have a look at it, let's break it down. So what is linear lighting? Linear lighting essentially in its most basic form is a more accurate form of lighting. In this graphic that I've brought up here, you'll see it's got 0.25, 0.25 equals 50, and then 53, 53 equals 0.73. It's a very simple way of showing what linear lighting versus non-linear lighting is. And the next one I'm going to bring up, you'll see the top one is linear lighting and the bottom one is not linear lighting. And now we've got these three heads here. So the first one is a linear space and the one below it is a gamma space. So games traditionally used to use a gamma space, and now they've moved over to the linear space, and you can see what happens at 0.5. It's okay, but you already see on the gamma space the forehead is shiny, the cheeks are shiny, it's already getting overexposed. Intensity of 1, it's now looking okay on the top linear lighting, but the bottom one is completely overexposed and washed out. At intensity of 1.5, you cannot actually see what's going on the gamma space anymore, where it is still usable on 1.5 of the linear space. And the next bit is a sphere that is rendered both linear space and a gamma space, and you can see how the lighting, this is probably the best representation I can do of this, how it is more accurate in its lighting itself. And the next one is a pixel pipeline of how it works. So you'd see the top one is your gamma pipeline, so it's got shading and display, and then how it comes out in the end. The linear pipeline's got more steps in it, but it gives you a much more accurate representation of what it's actually doing and how the color and the images are coming out. So the fun pumps have moved in Unity from a gamma pipeline or a gamma lighting engine to a linear pipeline, but they've also included something else with this. They've also put in PBR, or physically based rendering. In the next screenshot of the Magnum's also been redone in this one. You can see the lighting coming through the background, and there's also the new fog horizon tech as well. They've given us no details on that. They've just said they've got new horizon tech, and that's it. But that is how the linear lighting is working. So next up is our weapons and tools section. Our first weapon we're going to be looking at is the Iron Club. You can see it's a completely new model built from scratch, and it seems to be based on around an engine crankshaft. And then it can be upgraded 3 times. You can see the first one starting on the far left is with a chain mod, then a spike mod, and then a razor wire mod. So that's going to be very cool to use. The next weapon after that is going to be the Desert Eagle. The first one we're looking at is the concept art. You can see it's got a laser guide and a hollow sight, and then physically in game as well, it's now got a silencer and a scope on it, which is very cool actually. The weapon after that is a new shotgun, a tier 3 shotgun. So you can see it's got a drum magazine upgrade, also a scope and a laser sight and a silencer. Yes, shotguns can get silencers in real life, it is a thing. After that is the new sniper rifle, also tier 3. All weapons are going to have tier 3s. So for instance, pistols, you get 3 tiers of that, and the top tier of it would be the Desert Eagle or the SMG. So you can have multiple tier 3 weapons. After that, we get the new stone axe. You can see how it's been completely redone as well, and it also looks really nice and juicy. We've got the fire axe on the left, then we get the pickaxe, sorry, not a pickaxe, a mattock in the middle, and a pickaxe on the right hand side. All looking new and spiffy. Junk sledge. So this is a new drone which has a sledgehammer attached to it, which then will proceed to hit things in the kneecaps, it seems. Good for base defense. I'm not sure if you can use it with you and take it with you. I'd suspect as much. We've got a new drone as well, a flying drone. There's a lot of negativity on the forums about this one, but I'm waiting to see how it works. we have the new drill driver. So this driver, according to what the fun pumps have said, will be able to strip a car in under 2 seconds if you've got it fully maxed out and a quality level of 6. And there is the new cement mixer as well, so that is new and improved, looking very grimy. And they have said in probably Alpha 20 that the cement mixer will require gas to work and function correctly. Currently it doesn't need anything, but in Alpha 20 it's probably going to use gasoline to work. Okay, that's it for this section. Next up is our miscellaneous section. This next section is our miscellaneous section. So it's everything that's not big enough to have its own section, or things that just don't fit anywhere else. Our first thing we're going to look at is our new underwater swimming zombies. Yes, this is courtesy of Fatal, one of the Fun Pumps devs. And he's posted these on the forums only, has not posted them on Twitter. So I don't know if you guys have seen this or not, but here's the first look at the new underwater fog and swimming zombies. They've also fixed the AI for the zombies in the water, so they will function correctly. And they have fixed the AI that they will attack your base in the water as well. So no more bases in the water. That's quite interesting. There's also other improvements they've done on the AI as well, to fix a lot of the base designs that where the zombies will just do loops and loops and loops around things and fall off things and not charge things, so that if they can't get to something now, they will physically attack whatever it's supporting on, to break it and to get into it. But until we get our hands on it, we don't know exactly how it's going to work. Our next part is the beds. So new beds, you can see there's two different styles here. There's a single and a double and a bunk bed. So those are all new in-game assets. They are looking really good. Another one to fix up the point of interests is some new clothing racks that are looking damn freaking fantastic. So it's really going to bring the world to life and add to the immersion. And the next one is some couches. These replace the in-game couches that have been in since like Alpha 2 or Alpha 3. So whole new sectional couches. That's also been done by the Fun Pimps. These are brand new assets as well. So those are looking good. Now up next is two freezers. You can see them here. These are commercial freezers for install again. So it's to make the game look a lot more filled in and not makeshift, because a lot of the stuff they've made in the points of interest have been putting other models together to make them look like something. So these are dedicated freezers looking really good. Then after that we have some mannequins, and we've got three different styles there. You see there's a torso-less one, and these are going to, I think, scare the pants off of a lot of people when you run into them in the dark, especially with the new lighting going around. Then after that we have Trader Jen. You see there's two shots of Trader Jen here. So she's the new trader that is being worked on, and I think she's going to be fully complete by the time Alpha 19 rolls around. Our next section of images comes from Joel as he's been testing Alpha 19. The first one is just a demonstration of what things look like. Currently on his playthrough, he's on day 21 in these shots. You can see the God rays coming through the clouds and reflecting off the nail gun, demonstrating both the new linear lighting and the PBR. The screenshot after that is of his base as he's about to hold off Horde Knights. So he hasn't told us if he was successful or not. Then the next set of images is showing off the new stone axe, which looks really good in these next ones. And the one after that is one that really, really does pique my interest. Because if you look just above the zombie's head, there is a marker icon. So I think that is the new sprite-based icon system that they've implemented for Alpha 19, which is going to be really nice. And the last image we've got to show you is one that's interior, and you can actually see the candlelight reflecting off of the table. So that is such a good image. It is actually scary. Okay, so in conclusion, let's look at what is actually coming in Alpha 19. We've got new Tier 3 weapons. Desert Eagle, Shotgun, Sniper Rifle, Bat. We have new models. We've got new points of interest. We have new items to go in those points of interest, like the freezers and the clothing racks and things like that. We've got the new lighting engine. We've got the new fog coming. We've got underwater. We have the new swimming zombies. That is freaking terrifying, if you ask me. We have a whole heap of stuff. I've been as thorough as I can in this while keeping this video under an hour. I can go into each product, but each thing here and explain it a lot, but I just want to give you the highlights. So Joel has said this alpha has gone on to far too long, and they are now trying to get it out the door. So that is why there's this push now to get the content out. I think my personal opinion, what's going to happen, they have introduced something in Alpha 19 called the ISS, which is the Integrated Survival System. And this is going to change the way we heal and eat in the game itself. We'll put up one of the new screenshots here. You'll see on the screenshot at the bottom of the icons, there's two new bars there. It's a food and a water bar, so that we now have integrated food and water bars, which is about long. We should have had it ages ago, but hey. So we are getting close, I think, to going into at least beta. I don't think it would be this year because they still want to do bandits in Alpha 20 and the vehicle system as well. The vehicles are getting worked over as well, so they can be modified and upgraded and things like that. So they are polishing the content, they're fixing bugs. So we'll have to see exactly what is coming in alpha, the rest of the alphas. But Joel has said they want to get this out the door and done, so there is not this continuous drag on of 7 Days to Die. The game was looking rather outdated. Now with these new zombies, the new lighting engines, all of this kind of stuff. But they are still dealing with an old voxel-based engine. That has got its limitations. They have upgraded it, but they are still a small studio. They're not a Blizzard or an EA, so they do have the limitations. All right, there's always more content on my channel to watch. I try and upload a couple of times a week. There is more Satisfactory coming. There is more 7 Days to Die coming. So please go watch some of that and subscribe, like, and share the video. I'd love to be able to do this full time. This is my #1 passion, guys. So see you in the next video right after this.